Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 Random Challenge, although today we're actually trying a slightly different challenge than the normal random character, random weapon, and I will be doing a challenge that I believe is almost impossible, but has been requested in my comments a lot, and who am I to deny the people what they want. However, this will also be the last unique character for the random runs, because I'll have done all 44 characters, or rather all 42 minus the Arms Dealer and Bull, having played 44 random runs so far. So I thought I'd take a moment before we start the actual run to go over the stats for these runs, and what I've learned from these random weapon challenges so far. This has been a lot of fun. It's really made me look at the classes in new ways, and I've really enjoyed doing it. So I've done 44 videos, accidentally repeating 2 classes, and have, I believe, collected 6 losses over the course of those 44 videos, with Speedy with Wrench, Engineer with Hammer, Sick with Ghost Scepter, Saver with Cacti Club, King with Saw, and, embarrassingly, Artificer with Shredder. Those 6 losses over 44 videos mean that we're sitting at just about an 86% win rate going into this last run. So if I win this one, I'll bump up to just about 87% win rate, and if I lose, I'll drop down to about 84.5%. And I do expect to lose this run because I think this challenge is basically impossible. That is a better win rate than I was expecting, honestly. In the early going of this, I was struggling to reach 80% win rate, but we went on quite a win streak in the last several random runs. Because, you know, as I continued to do this, I got better at adapting to the random weapon challenges. Turns out, if you practice something, you get better at it. I mean, who'd have thought? So we're going to jump in with the well-rounded for the last character here and see if I can pull this win rate up to 87%. But today we are doing the no reroll challenge. So I am going to random a weapon, but the main thing about this challenge is that I will not be allowed to reroll in the shop unless I buy the entire shop. I won't be allowed to reroll in the level up screen. So we're going to end up with pretty random stats. So in a way, this is an even randomer challenge than the previous random challenges. So I will immediately jump in, and you'll see how this works as we go through. But basically, I think this is going to be an incredibly difficult challenge. Perhaps impossible, but enough people have requested it that I wanted to give it a shot, and if I win, then I get to say, wow, look at how good I am. And if I lose, I just get to say, told you so. So I win either way. We are going to roll a random weapon, and we got the shotgun, so let's just jump in with the shotgun. Of course, the well-rounded is a good chassis to try challenges like this on, because it's just got advantages. It's not doing anything particularly exciting, but it is making it just gives you a lot of stats, and stats are good. Ended up with 63 materials. If we'd gotten one more shot, that would have been awesome. So normally here I would reroll for harvesting, but of course we're not allowed to reroll. So the question is, do I go for luck to try to increase the average quality of my basically random stats, or do I start taking ranged damage right away in the hopes that we can do a mostly ranged damage build? Of course, when you're not allowed to reroll for specific weapons, what weapon we get is going to be pretty random as well. So I think what I'm going to do here is start with luck. It's a good way to just increase my stats off the jump. And then here, normally I would buy the shotgun and then reroll all of the rest of this to look for more shotguns. But again, we're not allowed to reroll unless I've bought out the entire shop. So I'm going to buy the shotgun. I will buy the pistol, just because it's a ranged weapon, so it synergizes. And then 14 plus 17 is 31, so I can't buy both of these. I think I will buy the cake, but I am also going to lock the weird ghost, because that will be fairly efficient if I get some form of healing. It's a good way to actually increase my HP, and that is going to be something I'll struggle with. Normally you want to reroll for HP in the shop, but we won't be able to do that. It's possible I should have bought Weird Ghost and yeah, I should certainly have bought Weird Ghost and locked the cake, now that I'm thinking about it, because it's easier to not take a hit on wave 2 than it is to not take a hit on wave 3. I'm not too worried about dying on wave 3 either, but definitely I think that it would have been better to just be at 1 health this wave. I'll take the baby gecko, that's fine. And then here, I could take percent damage, that's always going to be good. I could take lifesteal or regeneration to try to work with my weird ghost here. I think I'm going to take the percent damage. I think we're going to struggle to get enough damage as well. And then I will buy the weird ghost now. I'll buy the shotgun, and then I'm not allowed to reroll, so we're going to not buy these two items or lock either of them because I'm not interested in this. Now that I have a bunch of ranged weapons, I'd rather just try to focus on ranged weapons for this character. This is not going to look that hard in the early waves, but as we get into the later waves, you're going to see how difficult this challenge is, I think. Just based on how few stats we're going to have comparatively, and how few of the right stats we're going to have. Really want to pick up these materials, but I'm a weird ghost, and we've gotten no consumable drops so far, so I had to play... I ended up with less money than I wanted because I had to play pretty cautiously that wave. This, honestly, is a gift, the level 2 harvesting. That is going to help out a lot with our economy. And I probably should just take the level 2 armor here. It's going to be difficult to find armor otherwise, so I'm just going to grab that, I think. We'll take the shotgun, I will take the lumberjack shirt, and I'll take the insanity, and then we will not reroll, because we're not allowed to, and I won't buy boiling water, because I don't think we're going for elemental damage at all. If I'm really lucky, I'll get enough shotguns I can sell out of this pistol. I just bought it because I really wasn't sure I would have enough weapons to wave clear with. Healing is probably also going to be an issue because we won't be able to roll for specific kinds of healing. So I think I'll probably end up doing a hybrid lifesteal and health regen build this time around. Alright, so here I have to take range damage. If we find flat range damage, I think it's basically mandatory to pick that up. And so here is our first shop where normally I would just reroll a lot of this shop, but we aren't able to. So I'm going to buy the Insanity. Crit chance is still good. Times 2 criticals on both of our existing weapons. I'll buy the duct tape, and I'll buy the Terrified Onion. I do lose 6 luck, which is painful, but move speed is also going to be somewhat hard to come by, so I think it's important to pick that up now. And then I could buy the rock just to get a reroll. I think basically paying 18 here for a reroll is worth it, so I'm going to do that, because then I could potentially lock other items that I want. Weird food, I will definitely lock. Do I want to try to build gambling token? I don't think so. We'll try to just sit with weird food here. I could lock this pistol, but I'd prefer to sell out of the pistol if I can, so I'm just going to not do that. Looking for just shotguns, mostly. Pistol's such a bad weapon that I just think I'm better off trying to get out of the pistol as quickly as possible. Honestly, even the rock might be more useful just because it gives me some HP and armor. Currently, I'm feeling like this is going okay. We have no healing right now, which is something I definitely like, although the weird food we have locked in the shop will help. %9 speed, yes, I should definitely take that. And then here, 8 harvesting this early is still pretty good, so I'm going to grab that. Melee and range damage on the hedgehog, that's not bad. I'll take that. I'll take the weird food. And do I want Gummy Berserker? We'd lose in armor, but we have no attack speed currently. I think attack speed is going to be very valuable and hard to find since I can't roll for coffees or anything like that. So I'm going to take this even at the cost of 1 armor because we just need to boost our damage. If I sell this rock, I still can't buy the spiky shield. So I could sell both of these and then get a reroll. Is that worth it? Honestly, I think it might be. I think I'm going to do that because getting to see more items in the shop is so valuable and so difficult that I think it's actually worth selling both of those up to 51 and taking our reroll here so that I can lock another item that we actually want. Really interesting how you have to think about this this build differently. Obviously, we're behind on our weapons set because we weren't able to roll for the weapons that we wanted at the beginning. And that's a core strategy for Brotato, is to try to get your weapon sets online. Shotgun is not the weapon I'd have chosen to focus on here, but it's what we rolled, and then obviously it's what we got more of early. So I think it's going to be the right one to do. If I find other guns that are good, the reason I say it's not one I'd have chosen to focus on is just that it's fairly stat hungry. You need a lot of attack speed and damage for it, and usually you want to level it up. Here is where I would reroll for better stats, but I think we'll just take attack speed. I will take an SMG. I think we'll probably go for that combo. So I'm going to recycle the spiky shield and buy these two. I could... So if I combine, I could get another free reroll by buying and selling. I think that's actually going to be correct. So we're going to buy the torch, sell the torch, buy the wrench. Then I get a free reroll here. And then I'm able to buy this bat, which does decrease my harvesting, but gives me some healing, which is something that we were missing, so I'm happy to do that. Normally, I almost rerolled by reflex there, but we're not going to. Crossbow, we actually have 65 range for the crossbow, so it's more interesting than it looks at first, but I think I'm still going to skip it. I don't think we have the damage to kill the slashers without losing wave clear speed, so I'm going to try to break most of the eggs. Right now my damage is definitely lagging behind. Normally I'd have been able to reroll for some flat range damage of some kind at this point. Let's see if we can kill this loot alien. Taking a lot of hits here. Alright, we did get it at the cost of most of my health, so I need to be a little bit more careful. The 2% lifesteal is definitely coming in handy. Just because I have the submachine gun that's helping a lot. Alright, percent damage, that's great. Here, I think I should take 15 luck, because that'll get me higher level ups. And then here, I think I just need the HP here. Alright, well this is a complete change in direction, but we don't have any damage penalties right now, and Flamethrower is a really good way to stay alive, so let's just go ahead and do that. We're gonna buy the Flamethrower, buy the Snake. I'm not gonna buy the Plant, and I won't buy the Hedgehog, so now we're maybe an Elemental build. Odd to shift gears like that in the middle, not normally something that happens, but Flamethrower is such a good item that I think it can help us stay alive. Any lifesteal that I find now is really valuable. As well, of course, as elemental damage and percent damage to help with the fire. Took a hit there, but I really want to get this loot alien if I can. Come on. There we go. You can see, even with only 2% lifesteal, we're healing quite consistently, just because Flamethrower attacks so rapidly. Every Flamethrower shot counts as a new projectile for the lifesteal chance, so Flamethrower is the best lifestealing weapon in the game. More crit chance, I guess I will still take that. Even though we might be going into elemental damage, I don't know if I can afford to just completely get out of ranged damage at this point, so I'm going to still build critical hit, strike, and stuff like that. Scared Sausage just increases the damage of our Flamethrower, so I'll buy that. And then here, percent damage, lifesteal, or crit chance. I think I want the lifesteal. I want all like both of these stats more than I think I want this, but lifesteal just will help me stay alive so well. This is a very early crown, so I'm going to buy that. It will take a while to pay off, but I think it's definitely worth it. And then let's definitely buy the shotgun and the propeller hat and lock the baby with a beard. I mean, I guess if you roll just a perfect chop, it doesn't matter that you're not allowed to reroll. I will say this this challenge makes a lot of things much easier. It makes the decisions I'm making much easier in some ways, because I no longer have to decide whether to reroll looking for different items. Just have to decide thumbs up, thumbs down, or I guess swipe left, swipe right on each item in the shop. That's my feeble attempt to connect with the youth, in case you were wondering. We are going to try to kill that loot alien, but it keeps getting away. There we go. Alright, 2 crates, not bad. Mastery, we are going to recycle. Piggy bank, I'm actually going to hang on to. We're going to save, I was kind of hoping to find one of these, actually, because we're going to end up with a lot of materials banked sometimes when there's nothing in the shop that we want, so piggy bank will actually pay for itself pretty quickly. I'll just take the max HP here, we need that, and then more lifesteal or some armor. I think more lifesteal. I'd like to hit 10%. We don't need to go too much higher than that, though. Handcuffs would be so good for this character, but I don't think we can afford to stay capped at 44 HP. Baby with a beard is, of course, great. Riposte won't do anything. Gummy Berserker, the attack speed is still nice, but again, it costs me armor. So this is one of the scenarios where I wish that we were able to do something a little bit different. Because if we could reroll, then we'd be able to power up our character significantly. But as is, we're just not getting much stronger this level. I think I will take the Gummy Berserker. Basically, the goal here is just to have fast enough and consistent enough attacks and lifesteal that we can survive. I don't believe we're going to have the damage to kill the elite next wave, so we just need to be able to heal up pretty quickly. I need dodge and armor, if at all possible. Next wave is going to be rough, because it's rib cages as well as an elite. Baby with a beard is helpful for lifesteal, because the baby with the beard projectiles can lifesteal, I believe. And so that gives me extra chances to apply the lifesteal. I took a bunch of damage there to try to kill the loot alien. We're just not killing stuff. Okay, did die to the fire eventually. Made a lot of money this wave. No, I didn't, because it's we just saved a lot of money last wave. Leather vest is a great find. That will help me stay alive much more easily. 9% speed. We've already got 18%. Do I want HP or attack speed? I think I want attack speed here. Power generator will be a decent amount of damage, so I will take that. Propeller hat. I think we're going to buy out this shop because I need to get stronger. So even though butterfly cost me elemental damage, which is a little painful, I think we are going to just buy out this whole shop, and then because I just need to find more stuff that's actually good for me. Fin is a great find here, of course. That gets me to 11% lifesteal. I don't know if I want to decrease my armor more by buying Gummy Berserker or Gambling Token. I guess Gambling Token is probably good, because we will eventually want the dodge. So I guess I will buy that, and I will buy Defective Steroids, I think, just for 2 max HP. It's a pretty weak way to buy 2 max HP, but we need the max HP. And then let's hope we can survive this wave. Alright, so this is going to be a tough one, because we don't have the damage to kill the rib cages easily, which is going to make the normal triangle kiting strategy on the crocodile difficult. Crocodile is tough for low damage characters. Like, normally Crocodile is pretty good for ranged characters, but since we do such low damage, it's going to be quite difficult for this version. So I was trying to pull in that... Okay, I need to run around over here and get some consumables. I was trying to pull in that consumable, but instead just stepped on the attack. I think the fact that I've got this much move speed is what's keeping us safe here. because I can actually just outrun the crocodile. Normally, running directly away from it like this is a very poor strategy, but because we're so fast, we're able to outrun it. Made no money that wave as a result, though. I'll take the small magazine. I will... Ooh, elemental or range damage. This is an interesting dilemma. Am I focusing more on the damage from my flamethrower or the damage from my shotguns? I think I'll take the elemental damage, actually. I could also have just taken the HP there. Here, this is another shop where I really just want to not buy, really want to reroll and not buy anything. I think what we're going to do is just pass, go to the next wave, because I'd have to spend so much on garbage this wave in order to see any new items. So I think we're just going to the next wave and hoping for the best. That feels bad. Three elemental damage is not doing that much. I think I need to find another elemental weapon. Maybe I should have taken that taser, actually. That would have been much better if I'd picked up the taser, because it's an elemental weapon, so it would increase my elemental damage as well, while not decreasing my damage that much. Could have sold the shield for it. Just having flamethrower and 20% lifesteal or so is going to be pretty good, but we are going to really struggle for wave clear at this point. That early crown helped a lot as well. Here we are going to take the attack speed, I guess. Again, not the stuff that I would have wanted, but we have to take what we're given. Definitely going to sell out of this, and I'll just buy this whole shop. A lot of these economy items are too late to be particularly good, like the Scar, but we need to be buying more items, so I just have to purchase stuff when I see it. I'm going to buy the Incendiary Turret for sure. Toxic Sludge, yes. Claw Tree. So I could spend 100 here to try to see better items. I think that's good. We're just going to buy both of these items. These are not great items for me, but I really needed the reroll there. And then percent damage is very important for my elemental damage, so I'm going to buy the missile here. Pistol. I could sell out of the Ghost Axe for the pistol. The reason I would consider doing that is just to not have a melee weapon, so we're more likely to find ranged weapons if you don't have any melee weapons equipped. Is that worth spending 20? Yeah, it probably is. This will just help my shops be a little better in future. So far, I will say this is not as punishing as I had expected, but not still not easy. And I do feel like we've gotten pretty lucky in some ways with some of the items that we found. Obviously, the early crown was a big deal. Like, I think we're running a little bit above average for not re-rolling. We found that level 2 harvesting upgrade early as well, which gave us a lot of extra money. Right now, what I'm missing most is max HP, as well as, of course, damage. But yeah, you can see the amount of money we're making per wave is really starting to drop off. Energy Bracelet, I think I do want still. I know it decreases my range damage, but let's take a look at our weapon damage. So 3,000 damage. This is doing, yeah, the flamethrower is just so much more damage than my other weapons that I think it's better just to go in on flamethrower right now. And then I'll buy elemental damage or lifesteal. I guess elemental damage. We can maybe kill stuff if I do that. All right, can I afford this whole shop? We can, so we'll do that. The pencil, not worth very much, but getting to reroll is really valuable, especially because I can lock another flamethrower, and that is very important. If I sold out of a couple low-level weapons, could I get the second flamethrower now? Doesn't look like it, so I think we'll just hold here. Flamethrower plus lifesteal is also kind of a cheat code in this game, because even if you aren't wave clearing, as long as you get okay defenses, the super fast healing that you get from Flamethrower plus lifesteal is going to keep you alive in most circumstances. Unless you run into every attack like I have just been doing. Yikes, okay. 16 HP, I really need to be careful here. Took 2 10 damage hits in a row. Let's go pick up a consumable if I can. Wave 14 is going to always be really difficult for an elemental damage build because you just have so much damage across the map. It's basically impossible for you not to be breaking the summoners. I'll take the armor here. We just need more armor. And then bait. I don't think I can afford to buy bait going into an elite wave, but I will buy a flamethrower that can help keep me alive. I really wish there was something I could buy here that would help. The SMG I could replace with the revolver, but that would just make me... that would put me in more danger because we wouldn't have as much lifesteal. Do I buy the bait? Maybe I do. Because we have enough lifesteal to heal back up, and I need the percent damage. I think that is actually the right decision. This is where we could pretty easily start dying. Tank to hit there, and another one. The problem for like the Wave 15 Elite is there's going to be all the summons on the field as well. Those are pretty dangerous. Burn damage builds like this are never going to kill the Elite unless we get enough critical strike and find a Giant's Belt. So I'm not even going to worry about that. We're just trying to stay alive. Took a bunch of hits in a row there. Really in danger now. Have to not walk into that. Yeah. That was bad dodging at the end, though. But I think we could maybe have made it work if I hadn't gotten hit there. This is a tough one. I'm going to give it one more shot, and we'll see if we can make this one happen. But the no rerolls challenge is definitely dangerous, so I'm not that surprised that we lost this one. But yeah, I'll be back and we'll try this one more time. Alright, I'm coming back at this a couple hours later because I only had time to record the one attempt earlier, so we're doing this a few hours later, hoping that I will have a little bit more luck after a couple hours to think about it. So I think what went wrong with that build mostly was, honestly, I think we were on track to win, but my dodging in that one Elite Wave was pretty weak. I think obviously we're going to be behind on wave clear, so there is always going to be a struggle economically with this character, but I think I probably really need to hone in on a specific defensive strategy as quickly as I can. We won't be able to do both offense and defense because we just won't be able to roll for both, so I think the goal here is just going to be to tank up and try to survive. Let's see what weapon we get and whether that can help us out. So Cacti Club I actually think works not terribly for this challenge because we'll have the lifesteal from the thorns and from the Cacti Club swings, so while it is a very bad weapon for wave clear, I think it will be a reasonable weapon just for a purely defensive build like we seem to be attempting. We'll see how this works out, though. Trying to maximize the number of enemies I hit with a single swing every time. Alright, one material short of where we were last time. So here, I can pick up armor, lifesteal, or melee damage. I think I will still take melee damage. I'm hoping that if I can find enough melee weapons, then we can actually go in on melee damage, and that will potentially be useful. I'm going to definitely buy both of these weapons. Actually, do I want one club and the gentle alien to try to just increase my economy early. Remember, I'm not allowed to reroll this shop. I'm always buying this club. I am a little concerned that gentle alien will be too dangerous in the late game, but I think that's okay. I think I'm going to buy the gentle alien here and just try to get a little bit more farm this level. And then the question is, do I lock fighting stick as just a medium weapon, but it's an acceptable weapon, it'll only cost me 19. I think I don't. I think we can do better because I'm guaranteed to see 2 weapons in the next shop anyways. So it's not like I'm giving up a shot at a weapon by picking up the fighting stick, or by not locking the fighting stick. But this way we might see better weapons, and because we're not going to go in on... There's no likelihood that we're going to hit high levels, since our wave clear is going to be relatively weak on this build. I'm concerned that the fighting stick will just never reach the amount of damage that we need from it. Here I'm going to just go for attack speed. This is a very unfortunate level up for us. And then here, I think just more melee damage. Alright, maybe we can just go all in on cacti clubs. I'll buy this one. And then do I want the torch? I think I'm going to actually pass on the torch. I think maybe we can just get 6 cacti clubs. I will lock the gentle alien, and I think I'm going to lock the goat skull as well. Alright, I'm feeling okay about this. I think we might be able to use the gentle aliens we've gotten early to snowball our economy enough that we can actually start buying items. One thing that's interesting about the Cacti Club Thorns is they don't, I believe, trigger the projectiles from the floaters. Have to confirm that when the next floater spawns. Weird, only one floater this level. Yeah, I'm just going to keep buying melee damage. It looks like we might be able to make our way through just by buying damage here. So here, I now have to decide whether I'm willing to buy these weapons, and I think I do need to buy at least one weapon, so I'll buy the fighting stick, that at least is a primitive weapon, buy the alien, buy the goat skull, and then we can't re-roll, so let's go to the next wave. But I need to max out my weapon tag as soon as possible, as well as just make sure that we have enough weapons that we're wave clearing all the increased enemy spawns from the gentle alien. Yeah, so you can see the thorns there were hitting the floater and not spawning projectiles, so it's interesting that it behaves that way compared to other ranged weapons. I'm okay tanking these shots. I'm just trying to maximize my farm. Obviously, we don't want to die here, but I'm not going to worry about dodging too much. We have 34 HP because we're well-rounded with primitive weapons. Here, I'm going to take harvesting. I think it's early enough that we can still do that. And then, yeah, 6 max HP is perfect. I do want to pick up lifesteal as soon as I can, but for now, obviously, we can't. I could buy riposte. We have no dodge, but it is 2 melee damage, which will help a little bit. And Thief Dagger, we have minus 2% crit chance. Ghost Flint, I don't think is going to be very likely to get me stats, but maybe I should buy one anyways, because any stats I can get are pretty valuable. So I think I will buy that, and I think I will buy the riposte just to keep getting damage, but skip these other 2. So the hope is that I can get even just a couple percentage points of attack speed from this Ghost Flint will be worth it. Trying to approach... the problem is it's shorter range than my other weapon, so it's not getting as many kills as I'd like. But I think because we already found 2 gentle aliens, we should hopefully be able to get some stats from the Ghost Flint at some point. There we go. We got one point already. So if I can just hold on to this for a couple waves until it's given me 4 or 5 points, then it was worth buying for 20. 8% damage, perfect. We can definitely do that. The Cacti Clubs are also giving me those stats, which is nice. And then here I'm going to buy the coupon and the black belt, but I'm not going to buy the ranged weapons. I really don't want to make myself too multi-attribute dependent, as I would say in Baldur's Gate, by buying weapons that require range damage. So we're just going to hold. I think we've got the stats to get through this wave. As we saw last time, the issue wasn't the early waves, so I'm really just trying to set up for the later waves as much as I can. that means right now I need defensive stats, of which I have found none. We've ended up just with a more aggressive build than I was intending after I lost the last one. I still, by the way, think this challenge is like, I don't know if it's impossible, because I actually felt like we were on our way to winning the previous version, but I think it's incredibly difficult, so I will not be at all surprised if we lose again. Here we're going to go for attack speed, and then here, armor, because I have no defensive stats at all, and that will help a lot. Level 2 Cacti Club is a gift. Very happy to see that. I don't want to do Slingshot or Ghost Scepter or Glasses, but is it better to cycle through those items to try to find something that I do want? Because I could do some selling and buying. I think I'm going to hold off for one more wave and then try to buy a bunch of stuff next wave. The earlier I try to get my rerolls, though, by actually buying out the shops, the better, because the cheaper the items are. If I wait too long, then I have made the items too expensive. So I have to be a little bit careful about that as well. Say, it's going reasonably well in terms of actual damage that I'm doing. So as long as my wave clear is keeping up, I'm feeling okay. I'm still breaking the eggs, mostly, because I think we don't have the damage to kill these easily. The slashers. Oops. That actually wasn't so bad. Maybe I should have been letting those hatch. But of course it is going to steal kills from my Ghost Flint, so... Alright, so I think we made about 200 that wave. Not great income. Percent damage or speed, I'm going to need both. We have 5% bonus speed just from being the well-rounded. I think I'm going to focus on damage. It looks like this version of the build, we have 14 melee damage already, which is really high considering we haven't been able to reroll for it. I think I'm just going to focus on actually wave clearing here. I'm not going to take the level 3 crit chance. I think I will just take the lifesteal. We're going to need that. And then here... a recycling machine. I think I'm just going to buy all of these. They're not all things that we necessarily really want, but it's going to let me reroll, and these are all items that I can use reasonably well. I think now is probably time to sell out of this Ghost Flint. It's given me 4% attack speed, which isn't bad. Or I could just buy the fighting stick and have a level 2 fighting stick. Maybe that's better. Yeah, let's just do that for now. And then I'm going to buy this. Cute Monkey is not bad. It's just a good way to heal. And then we actually get to reroll for the first time ever here. Alright, so now I'm going to sell out of the Ghost Flint, buy another fighting stick, I think. I will buy tree, cake. Yeah, we'll sell out of the Ghost Flint. Actually, recycling machine, I wasn't thinking it would be really good, but I will probably be buying and selling weapons a lot, so I think it's good there. Boxing glove I'll buy, but I'm going to hope to find a whetstone to actually reduce my knockback. I just wanted to be able to... It was a very cheap reroll for us, so I wanted to be able to do that. We'll buy cake and helmet here, and then I could try to buy both of these items, spend 60 for another reroll, but I think that's worse than just saving my money. Really wish I had found a piggy bank like we did last time, because we have saved a lot of money here. The piggy bank would be really paying for itself. Like I said, the Cacti Clubs I think are surprisingly good for this challenge, if I can get enough lifesteal, because Cacti Club can be constantly lifestealing if you attack fast enough with it. Trying to kill that thing and then heal up. Obviously, I took a hit there. That was slightly sloppy dodging by me, but also I didn't realize how much damage I would, or how long it would take me to kill that thing. Luckily, we do have at least some healing, so I should be able to survive one more hit. Alright, so made pretty weak income that wave. Very happy to find this lemonade, that's very important. Alien Eyes also is great here, actually, because that will allow me to do damage that isn't reliant on my weapons. And then here, attack speed is the most important. Tardigrade, not usually good on this character. Plant is unfortunate, because I wouldn't mind buying some regen, but it does mean that I have to reduce my lifesteal. But I think I am going to buy out this whole shop, again so that I can actually re-roll and start looking for more items. And then we will buy the mushroom here, just increase my regen a little bit more, and the beanie. Both great items here. Fairy would be incredible for us if we could find that. And then that's it. We're at negative 10 luck, which isn't exactly ideal, especially because consumable healing is a reasonable amount of our healing. But I think we're doing okay at this point. I'm hoping that we get a lot of farm this wave. Normally I would never spend on that tardigrade, but I really wanted to reroll for more items. My ideal here, of course, is that I just wanted to maximize my wave clear going into wave 9, so that we can actually get a lot of money and XP from this wave. Got this loot alien. Try not to take 1,000,000 damage killing it this time. Ooh, a second loot alien. Alright, alright. Can we make this work? Come back. Yes, alright, got him. Walk through that big group of enemies. So, making decent money that wave, but also 2 crates, which is really nice. I'll take the defective steroids for sure. Toxic sludge I'm going to recycle. We'll want to build dodge eventually if it's at all possible. Going up to 3% lifesteal would be pretty nice, but I don't think I can pass up a 15% attack speed boost here. And then our crit chance is actually getting pretty good. But I think I'm just going to take the regeneration. I think I just need more healing as we go into later waves. I will say this is a much easier pattern, this second attempt, with 2 hordes and a wave 17 elite rather than a 17 or an 11 and 15 elite. This is a much easier pattern than we got last time, so that is of bosses. So that's probably good for me. I'm going to buy out this whole shop. I think we are going to... I might just sell out of the fighting stick and buy the fist. I'll definitely buy that, and then I need to either combine 2 cacti clubs, and then we'll do buy, sell, buy, or sell out of the fighting stick. I think I will... How well does a level 2 cacti club scale? Actually, pretty well. It gets plus 15 damage. 34 to 49. Yeah, alright. So yeah, we'll combine the cacti clubs. I'll buy the ghost flint, sell the ghost flint, buy the fist, and then I can reroll. Whetstone is great, undoes the damage I did to myself by buying knockback. So we'll take that, and also, of course, gets me lifesteal, which is very important. Here, I'm probably just going to sell out of the level 2 fist and buy the level 1 fist. Because I don't really want to be in fists. I prefer the primitive weapons. But I also want to buy out this shop if possible. So I think we are downgrading our weapons to get a reroll here. Then Blood Leech is going to be quite good for this character. Yes, our harvesting is important, but Blood Leech gives us 2 stats that we need. Most characters don't want Blood Leech because it's inefficient, it's very expensive, and you usually don't want both regen and lifesteal on most characters, but on this character we do. Do I buy the fist? Do I buy the gummy berserker? I think I'm not going to buy the berserker. I think I will not buy the fist either. I think we're just going to the next wave. Upgrading the fist just doesn't seem worth it to me. We're just going to sell out of this anyways as soon as we get a better weapon. Or just to reroll if we have to. So we'd just be spending a little to make our weapon more expensive. Or we'd just be, yeah, we would just be wasting a bunch of money on a weapon we're going to sell anyways. One thing that is unfortunate about this is something I've noticed, which makes a lot of sense, is that if I do these 2-part videos where I try a challenge and then lose, try it again, people stop watching at the midpoint, which obviously makes sense. So if you're still here, sound off in the comments. Let me know you made it past the tragic loss that I suffered. We are going to try to get that guy. Didn't make it. All right. Armor, dodge, or attack speed. I think maybe I won't build dodge, actually. It's already wave 10 and we have 0. think I'm going to go for armor. I have 40 attack speed, so I feel like I'm okay there. I'm going to go for melee damage here. And then this shop, I'm definitely buying metal. I'm definitely buying goat skull. We lose out a lot of crit chance from that, but these are both just good items for us. Here, I am going to... I should try to get more powerful this wave. So let's sell the fist, buy the fist, sell the fist, buy the circular saw, get a reroll. Stone skin actually pretty good for me here. Rocket launcher might not be bad going into a horde wave, actually. 43 damage. It's quite low damage is the only thing. Let me consider this. I think I will always buy the stone skin. We lose 2 armor, but the HP is good. And I'll buy the muscly dude. I guess I won't buy the rocket launcher because I wouldn't get a reroll anyways, but I will buy the charcoal. Yes, I lose more harvesting, but any damage I can find is really important, I think. Really want to be... if I can roll more cacti clubs, that would be ideal, because the weapon synergy tags from those is a big chunk of how we're actually still in this game, getting primitive and heavy weapon tags, so that we're getting 20% damage without having to actually find and buy a lot of damage, so that we're getting a lot of stats from primitive weapon HP. Having to continuously buy weapons that are not from our weapon set is one of the real penalties for playing this type of character. So far, I'm feeling pretty good about this run, honestly. I feel like it's gone well. I've made pretty disciplined decisions, and we were able to find a lot of early melee damage, but we'll see how things shape up as we go forwards. I'll take the attack speed over the movement speed here, I think. And then community support, I lose 2 HP and 2 armor, which I'm not thrilled about. I don't know if I can afford to buy any of these items, because attack speed obviously is very good for this character, but losing armor is quite painful and hard to replace. Obviously, I'll buy the fighting stick here just to level that up. But I don't think I want banner, because losing lifesteal is too painful. Community support, it's probably worth buying this. I will hopefully find more armor, but as is, I don't believe I can afford to spend 170 on items I don't really want just to get a reroll, so I think we're saving our money here. Hoping to find a better shop next shop so that I can reroll into items I actually want. This challenge makes you think about Brotato quite differently, because you have to decide whether it's worth selling or whether it's worth buying items at all. Most of the time in this game, it's best to spend your money basically every wave, because the items get more expensive every wave, so as long as there's something that's kind of at all worth buying, it's rarely worth just saving in case something better comes along, because that better thing will be more expensive, and you need to consistently scale your power between waves. We get the advantage of being the well-rounded here, which helps a lot, as well as as well as having decent stats already, so we don't have to scale our power as much, but it means that we are often having to save money between waves rather than buying things, which is something you normally never do in this game. Definitely take the steroids here. I'll take the blood leech again. This harvesting is fluctuating a lot. Here, I think it's honestly too late to buy luck. I don't mind speed, but I think armor is the most important thing for us right now. This is a good shop. I will take all of these items. Not all... Like, Wandering Bot, I probably wouldn't buy normally on this character, but it's not a zero value item, so we'll take it, and then we get to reroll into another shop. Unfortunately, this shop is a lot worse, and I could spend, I guess, each of these I'm spending like 30 on buying, if I buy it and then recycle it. Is it worth spending 90 for a reroll here? It probably is. I think I may actually have to do that, so I want to end up with the Thief Dagger, I think. So we're going to buy, sell, buy, and then I have 200 to try to find more useful items. And we did indeed find more useful items. Do I want hunting trophy or wheelbarrow first? That's really interesting. I think the wheelbarrow will pay for itself sooner than the hunting trophy, but I do want all of these items, I think. I'll take bait as well, and then I guess I can buy the claw tree. We'll lock the hunting trophy. So we have 11% crit chance. I think that the hunting trophy will pay for itself pretty quickly. Have to kill the bait aliens here. Oh yeah, I've got a thief dagger, so I'm making a little bit of thief dagger money too. What I do like about this build is that it's going well and we didn't even get lucky rolls into bag or fertilizer or anything like that early. So we aren't just getting carried by having gotten really lucky in the early shops. The early damage, melee damage that I found is definitely helpful, and I will say this is a good item to have rolled as my, or a good weapon to have rolled as my random weapon. And the two gentle aliens were huge finds in the early shops. I don't mean to say that we didn't get lucky at all, but you would expect that that one way you win this build is by getting like 3 bags in the first 3 shops just by pure chance, and that didn't happen. I'll take Muscly Dude for sure, and then here, attack speed I think is more important than regeneration, so I'll take the attack speed. This is not an amazing shop for me, but we'll take the Peaceful Bee, we'll take the Hunting Trophy. I'm taking Peaceful Bee because I might end up building Dodge, and then unfortunately I cannot afford to buy those 2 items, so we're just not getting any stronger than this going into wave 14. Made it to wave 15 last time, so we'll see if I can survive this this wave here. At least this video will be long enough at this point that there will be some suspense as to whether I made it through on my second attempt. I'm not too worried about having a million summons, because this is a horde wave, so as the horde aliens spawn, the summons get despawned, just because they can't all be on the field all at once. So I'm actually not as worried as I would be normally about trying to avoid breaking the summoners or anything. On horde waves, you actually get a little bit of leeway there, because as more horde aliens spawn, all the summoned aliens despawn, because there's a maximum number of aliens that can be on the map at once. Hunting Trophy going into a horde wave was great there, of course. I have a Hunting Trophy, so losing 3 crit chance is painful, but 5 speed is really nice. I think I'm going to recycle this. Crown, I don't know if that will pay for itself. It probably will, even in only 6 waves. And then here, I'm going to take the max HP. Poisonous Tonic and Blindfold, both excellent finds. Actually, this is an insane shop. Wow. We lose lifesteal, but everything else here is stuff that we really want. So, very happy to see that. And then I will reroll. And then this is a much worse shop where nothing is at all useful to me. So, I guess it's the next wave. We'll see if the crown pays for itself. I could have gotten 100 by recycling it. So, its stats, basically you need to have, it will need to say roughly 50 or 60 stats gained at the end of the game for it to have paid for itself. So I think we'll need to buy some more harvesting for that to work out, but I'm not sure. The math on the crown compound interest is more than I'm willing to try to do in my head at this stage while playing Brotato. I know, who have I turned into? But as you've seen before, frequently addition is beyond me, so we'll try to avoid getting into anything more complicated. I'll take melee damage. We're actually keeping up in damage pretty well. 3 crit chance or 8 damage. I think the crit chance is actually better, the level 1 crit chance. Okay, well, the tractor does solve some of those problems, so I will buy the tractor, buy the weird food. That will mean that the crown will almost certainly pay for itself because we have the tractor now. Hatchet and taser, I need to recycle some items. I think the circular saw is better than the thief dagger here. And I do want to buy out these. So let's recycle, buy, recycle, buy. At least now we've got 5 primitive weapons. Reroll. Lure, great. Leveled up circular saw could be pretty nice as well. That's just more lifesteal. I'll take the coffee. Actually, I think we're going to sell out of the hatchet. Oh, 88 attack speed. So it hits for 108 and it attacks really fast. Maybe the hatchet's actually better than some of these other items. Like, I guess I'll sell the level 1 cacti club. It means less lifesteal if I get rid of the cacti club, but I think that's worth it. And then I think I'm going to buy the hammer, buy the circular saw, and do another reroll. Alright, so now we get a level 3 cacti club. I have to make a real decision. Do I want more clubs, or do I actually just want to go for higher damage items? Or just take 2 level 3 clubs. I think we're just going to go for 2 level 3 clubs here. And that will allow me to kill the elite, maybe. And I will lock the weird food. Gambling token, I'd lose an armor. We're only at 5 armor, so I really don't want to lose armor. And dodge is just never going to get high enough to be relevant on this build. Alright. Hatchet has very low range, but will hopefully be long range enough to just hit the elite with, and because it attacks so fast, should be good for elite killing. The fact that there are so many fewer projectiles because I have fewer cacti clubs is going to decrease my lifesteal significantly, so our healing just got a lot worse thanks to the purchases I made there. Alright, I bought a lure. That's why there's a bunch of loot aliens. I hope I didn't cheat and reroll without being at 0. It is, if so, I apologize. It's very difficult to break the habits of hundreds of hours in this game. So I'm constantly having to check and recheck myself to see if I'm doing that. Wow, took a lot of damage there at the end. You can see how easily we can lose in this spot. I will take the wheat, I think, just the melee damage is good, and I will take the fingers for 9 crit chance. I think that's going to be worth picking up. And then here, the question is, I'll buy this. I could take white flag, just fewer enemies, but fewer enemies is also less XP. I could here combine to a level 4 cacti club, but that means less lifesteal. I do want the rock, I think. I think I should sell out of one of these weapons. Let's see what our damage on each weapon was. Looks like the hatchet's doing the least, but that's just because it's the shortest range. So once it's actually swinging at the elite, it will probably be doing more damage. But I think I will buy the rock here. Is it worth spending 300 on bad items, like actively harmful items, in order to get to see one more item? I'd have 150-ish in the bank to try to buy something to get stronger for the elite if I bought White Flag and Strange Book, but both of those make my character significantly weaker, so I think it's not worth it. It feels really bad to go into an elite wave with 450 in the bank, but I think that's what we gotta do. Alright, we do decent damage to the elite though, so I'm not too concerned about this. Our damage has kept up reasonably well. My defense is not so much, though. Trying not to just tank a million hits here and die, but the buffed rib cages are definitely dangerous. Gotta chase down the brain bugs where possible, so that they can't buff too many rib cages. It's because we have so much knockback, we're not actually focusing damage in on them. Good farm that wave, though. Or okay farm. Wow, we got the Giant's Belt. This I was not expecting, but this will be a huge bonus to my damage against bosses. Beanie, definitely, because we're only at 6% move speed. Mouse is perfect. This is the ideal find for this character. So I will buy that because it's 5% lifesteal and more enemies to lifesteal off of. Helmet is also really good. Here, I think what I'm going to do is I'll sell buy. But what do I sell? Or I could combine the Cacti Club and just get a second fighting stick. I don't think I want to go below 2 clubs. I think we will now sell out of the rock here. Buy the shotgun, sell the shotgun, so that cost me 100. Buy the fighting stick, reroll. Now I do want this club. I'm going to sell out of this fighting stick for it, I think. Is there anything else I want to buy here? I guess I'd probably just buy this whole shop. And then, yeah, this works fine. We get a free reroll. Thunder Sword and Hatchet are both good enough that I'm going to lock them, and I will buy the weird food. It looks like we have no way of getting high dodge, but we've got great healing, and we have the Giant's Belt. So Thunder Sword is just a lot of damage, so I'm always happy to pick this up, and the extra projectiles can lifesteal. And Hatchet, I think, is enough damage to be worth picking up. It is... Actually, let's not lock the Hatchet. I think we'll just go with the Thunder Sword. The reason I just don't think it's worth buying the Hatchet there is just... it's only going to hit the bosses, and since it's shorter range than other melee weapons, it just doesn't work well in builds that have other melee weapons in them. And I really want to save my money to try to find more armor before the end of the game. Obviously, a lot of these stats didn't work out well. Like, Stone Skin is not great for us, but we knew it wasn't going to be great. We mostly bought it to get extra rerolls. I think the Stone Skin could have paid off depending on what we ended up rolling as well, but a lot of what we had to do in this game is just try to pick anything that made us stronger in the near term because it was so easy to end up losing. Scared Sausage, I'm just going to recycle. It just doesn't do enough damage for us. And then Goat Skull I will take. HP regen, I guess, is where we're at. Blood Donation, Landmines, Dangerous Bunny. Dangerous Bunny actively just completely useless on this character, of course, or on this challenge, of course, since we can't benefit from its passive at all. I think at this point I'm going to just sell out of the hammer. It is a heavy weapon, so I lose 5% damage, but I want the Thunder Sword. And then do I have the... Blood Donation is a little painful, but is it worth just holding on 526? I don't think so. I think I do have to buy out this whole shop, and then I can reroll. Unfortunately, didn't get much that's valuable from that reroll, but I will take the bait there just for a little bit of extra damage. Plant, I would rather have lifesteal than regen, so we're not going to take plant. And then even though this costs 0, I'm still not allowed to reroll. Oh, of course, now I just turned off my tardigrade as well. That doesn't matter very much. This build has plenty of healing, so tardigrade was never preventing important damage on this build. But it is worth remembering that when you have... tardigrade and you buy Blood Donation or Bloody Hand, you are also giving up your tardigrade. Mostly matters for endless runs where tardigrades become your real HP. But for this character, definitely a downside as well, or a very mild downside as well. At least making excellent money because we found that hunting trophy. And had somehow built a ton of critical hit before finding the hunting trophy. So that was definitely fortunate for us. Campfire, yes, I lose speed, but the regen is pretty good. No, I'm just going to recycle it. I'll take the mushroom, though. And then here, I think think I need the armor the most of these. We have 15% lifesteal, which is pretty good. Our attack speed obviously could be better, as could our max HP, but our armor is only 6, so going to 10 is a massive boost for me. I will take all of these items, I guess, just to try to max out my power. Yes, I lose some crit chance, which makes my Giant's Belt a little less dangerous to the bosses, but I think that's still worth it. And in fact, I'm going to end up selling out of the Fighting Stick, because it only has a 36% critical, and we'll keep the Thief Dagger, because it's more likely to critical against the bosses. I'll take the Baby with a Beard so I can reroll. This is fine. We'll buy all of those, and we can reroll, and then... yeah, I will take a bat as well, just to try to stay alive. And then now, because I can't buy anything, I'm going to reroll just for fun. Nothing that we could have benefited from there, or nothing we could have benefited from there. So this build, I think, came together surprisingly well. We'll see if we can beat the elites with it, although I'm feeling good about it right now, because we have Giant's Belt and quite decent critical chance. But yeah, this was a rough challenge. For sure. I think this is an interesting use case for Cacti Club, by the way, is for builds like this that really need to just go all in on defense. I think, like, this was much harder with Shotgun, which doesn't have the great, oh no, okay. Let's try not to die here. This was much harder when we were trying to do it with Shotgun. Oh, no! 20 damage right at the end. I just didn't have the damage to kill the bosses quickly enough, but I also walked into every attack there. Alright, well, that was rough, but I think this is doable. I was ready to say this was impossible going into this run, but just some weak dodging at the end, plus the fact that I was just taking so much damage and my healing wasn't keeping up. But I do think that Cacti Club actually has some interesting use cases for this build, as to Thunder Sword. We were able to do a lot of damage there. Yeah, it was the Thunder Sword that was kind of carrying me. I guess maybe I should have dropped the Circular Saw over the Fighting Stick. And maybe the Thief Dagger was a bad pick, but the extra crit chance seemed like it would be good against the bosses with the Giant's Belt, which dealt 20,000 damage that round, so it definitely worked out well. Yeah, I think our last shop was a little too weak, so we ended up with no dodge and very weak armor. Then I walked into every attack from the bosses. Maybe if I hadn't bought the blood donation, I would have been able to keep the tardigrade, but if I hadn't bought the blood donation, I wouldn't have been able to buy some of the other important items we had. So you can't really look at items in isolation in this mode either. Obviously, 3 Gentle Aliens was really good. 3 Trees was really good. The crown still didn't pay for itself, even after I bought Tractor and blood donation, so crown definitely didn't work out well. I guess with 44 stats gained, it probably just about paid for itself, but either way, I don't know if the crown was the right pick. Hunting Trophy worked out very well, 360 materials. Alright, my friends. This was a rough one. I might try this one again, but the no reroll challenge is definitely difficult. Let me know if you manage it. And, of course, as always, if you have enjoyed the video, please feel free to leave a comment, like the video, and you can subscribe to my channel for more of this and other strategy game content. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.